He's not a big, violent oaf. He's not malicious. He's young and inexperienced, maybe easier to control, and just basically trying to get people to realize that he is the better pick. Do whatever it takes. Like say whatever I need to say. I have a lot of bluff, a lot of convince. Can do some bargaining.
I have a question.
And then I would start searching for information. Because they are here now, and we won't get this opportunity again, so I need to.
Why don't we just... Because one way for us to easily get the kid would be to say your father is dying and he would like to see his kid before.
But then that puts pressure on us, because if we say that, because that will go through Pete's.
Well, then he's gonna stay. He has to be here then.
Not necessarily. He can just go, he's alright.
How is he gonna rule this house if he's not here?
He'll wait until Dad dies.
Yeah, he'll wait until his dad dies, and then he'll just show up.
And then he would run right up to the gates with a Peak army and be like, "This is my castle now." We'd be like, "Yeah, it is. We lost."
Yeah. So
basically,
if we say he's dying,
do you really
then
think Peak is gonna do that?
Yes. They did it 10 years ago. They just showed up with an army and said, "We want this castle."
I don't even understand why they want this castle, but sure.
Because it's a castle.
I mean,
they want 4 castles.
Because House Peak hates this house through the history that we rolled.
Yeah. But
because your dad
I just thought
his dad.
I just thought that is a good bait.
It's possible it just has an extreme risk associated with our house attached to it.
Yeah, it's got the chance of shanking us in the back worse than our other options, which do have the possibility of shanking us in the back. But
I agree though, Tina. That does seem like a strong, convincing way to get him to come here. That he's dying. It's just that we wouldn't know how he reacted to that. He could have the approach of, "I don't care about you because you were too weak to come rescue me from Peak, and just gave me up willingly and sat there the past 10 years being pathetic. I hope you die. Have fun with that."
But if we go metagaming from the original television series of Game of Thrones, or even the books, the way that the Greyjoy boy, that's the ward of House Stark, loves House Stark eventually, and he hates his dad because his dad just sat there while he was shining the shoes of House Stark. So, it's Stockholm Syndrome, effectively.
I guess it's just because I think that he would be grown up to know what kind of situation you guys were in. To know that you couldn't really do anything. Otherwise, he would just be like Theon, a wuss puss.
He could be a wuss puss anyway.
Unlikely.
The problem with that, we wouldn't know until someone, which is what Jonas's role is for, would look into that.
And to get back to that, generally you choose how many hours or how long you spend to researching before you get the role. But I can tell you now that if you spend 4 hours basically asking around, looking at your archive, you will get one bit of information, or one rumor / information bit.
Okay, and if I spend a couple of days?
A couple of days. It's basically 1 day would be 1 day or 1 week, which is that the half. Basically would make that 2.
What about a week?
People are probably gonna stick around for maybe 4 days, so spending 1 would be probably okay.
Sure, I'll spend a day.
All right. Well, what specifically are you looking for? Just his name, or where he is, or what he's doing, or who he is, or what sort of question would you pose?
His location. We know who he is. We just don't know where he is. So location would be the first one. The The second one, maybe some sort of like what's he up to? Like, does he live? Like, is he married? Like a lot of.
Generally, you would have one question, and the two tidbits of information will both refer to that question.
Okay, where is he? Location.
Yeah. All right. Well, you will learn that he has been known to correspond between White Grove and go between White Grove and Cider Hall from time to time. Apparently, the Lady of Cider Hall, well, as some would call her, sometimes has parties that he's been known to attend. You'd also be told that he is not in Peaklands right now.
Not in Peaklands right now, huh?
That's because he's camping outside of our door. Maybe I don't. Yeah, no.
I would say no for the same reason that I used.
Yeah, he's definitely. I highly doubt that he's there, but.
Well, if the most likely position then is the Cider Hall, the problem is that Lord Peak is going there as well.
I thought he was going to Ashford.
Counter. Don't worry about that. We need to find out, or rather, an idea to figure out when the next party would be.
Yeah. The next party at Cider Hall.
Let's investigate.
It's been another day. If you have another question like that, too.
You might want to talk to the intrigue kids.
I'll spend the last 3 days going around talking to people, trying to steal them in the resolve against Peak.
Anyone particular, or just sort of a more general spread shot?
Please,
just think about Peak. He's a douche.
He is. Have I told you? No, I would focus on the lords. Like, I would focus. I mean, Selmy. He is all over this idea, right? Like, he loves this.
I think Dondarrion might need a small boost from what.
Yeah, the idea of pissing off or making Peak look bad. Yeah, he's doing that by himself all the time, but nobody wants to listen to him because they're like, well, you can't try to murder his kid, so you're kind of a douche here.
No, I was talking. I was talking to Selmy, not Tarly.
Oh. Selmy.
Unless Selmy is also trying to.
Yeah, he's like, well, Lord Peak is an honourable man, as far as I know, and just maybe has a bit of a temper.
Let me tell you a story.
He doesn't seem to want to really say too much bad about Lord Peak because Lord Peak is very powerful, and maybe he doesn't really want to beef with that. But he would be a better choice. I mean, objectively speaking, not to enrage anyone, but he certainly has qualities that few other men have.
Okay, well, Dondarrion probably need talk to, trying to convince him that I know you want someone who is more for peace and building, but honestly, if you have between Gormy Peak, like that, you know what he's like. You
just tap your shoulder and say, I know what you're going to say, but frankly, I might be going home soon, and I think if there's one thing that you and I should do, it is that I can bring a letter from you back to your daughter. Personally, perhaps even, if there's anything you would like to give her or for her to have. I think that is more important in these matters. It is not.
Try to deflect.
I shall perhaps even defer to Manfred. It seems rather clear who he would choose in my stead. I have been pushing more of my decisions upon him so that he may get ready for the day when I will no longer be here. He seems to lean back and says, I've even considered perhaps to retire early. Enjoy some twilight years with the young. And let Manfred have his time while he's still young. He does so look at Barham doing all these important things while he himself is a mere knight. This man says, they are so young.
That's a well-nodded agreement. And yeah, sure, he'll give him a letter to his daughter. And maybe with the letter, maybe a small sketch of something, on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe of the tournament, like the tournament field and the knights. Something so she can, see the castle and the tourney grounds, and as if she was there, standing on the
deathly shadow puppeteering the knights. Whether about them.
Something like that. It's gonna be
Didn't want, but I just let myself go.
Oh, father.
Spent like 10 minutes making the nice sketch, and then like
Yep.
6 hours adding the Wesley like a ghost bit, because it's like the nerd thing. So time just disappeared.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even know. It's sat there for the whole day.
Done. Okay, what time is it?
Exactly.
Talk bad about Peak.
And yeah, so those go talk to basically go talk to all of them, I guess, in turn. Like the Peaceberries, Selmy himself, although he's all over the idea. He said the Trans, talk a little bit to the Trans, say that maybe we don't currently have, like, as Caladan certainly currently doesn't have a viable daughter to marry away, but we might certainly be able to do something.
Disappointed with the outcome of the tournament.
Mm-hmm. No, Desmond can certainly understand. But to stop further disappointments in the future, now we need to stop Peak, because frankly, he's the biggest disappointment.
And want to add to the pile that has already been created. I remember my sons visiting the first time, offering for both or even either one of the daughters, but turns out neither of them were good enough, either of the times we approached you about it.
Yes, I am aware. Very disappointment indeed. Desmond will try to deflect and try to focus on the problem with Peak. That even if they can't be friends, even if this is how they
Position him about a similar match, perhaps he would be more gracious to my house. Trans an old line. Our blood is strong.
I mean, certainly true.
Peak would be happy to have us in his family.
I mean, haven't you, like, it would be kind of surprised that you haven't already tried him. I doubt Caladan was the first choice. So maybe that's a bit of a empty boast there. I don't know, but yeah, he'll try. I'm running out of things to think. I'm very tired. I realize. I can make some rolls. Just take a general roll for all of it.
Sure, if you'd like. We know you're pretty good at it, though.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, as I wrote there, Lance will, be joining along, kind of following around. One to also present himself, because soon he might be trying to confront. So he seems to be doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Hello,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Lannis.
I'm Lannis.
You.
Yeah,
She didn't want to be demeaning to talk about boring stuff, but she's going to lead this house in the future. So.
The main
Excuse me.
The main purpose of going along is not to introduce myself. It's more just a case of the fact that just show I'm taking an active position.
Mm-hmm.
Which.
Have you seen Lord Peak's nose?
That's not bluffing, actually.
I swear it was very big last time I saw it.
How many cards?
Pork.
Pick a card, any card.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I go on a general tour, pocketing everyone. Just to earn money for the house. Yeah.
Hey, Halldamir.
Yeah.
I got an idea.
What's that?
Alright, so you know how, the Gorby Peak showed up with, the 50 knights and talked about how he was, gonna go ride to the aid of, that poor lady who doesn't really have an heir?
The Ashford bitch, yeah.
Yeah, Appleton.
Bitch. Yeah.
So I know what's gonna happen here. So what you're gonna do instead is that you're gonna muster all of the forces and you're gonna send them there to Appleton first.
How am I gonna outrun the horses?
He's moving an army. You're moving yourself. Get there.
But
Well, I
Man,
was also talking. I was talking about leading the forces. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get a bunch of horses suddenly with a destiny point. We're gonna temporarily borrow them. We're gonna temporarily borrow them because like so many people brought like their wine and caskets and stuff, so they clearly needed like mounts. So we're gonna destiny point our way into borrowing them for time with our incredible influence, and we're gonna take the You're gonna take the army. You're gonna ride it up to Appleton, and then help first, and Gormy's gonna arrive, and it's just gonna be too late. And then bam.
I love the idea.
I love the idea. Do you want to spend your destiny point in it?
There's certainly a horse merchant at a tournament.
Oh.
Horses die.
Do they have 300?
Letting people borrow their horses is not something they're into. And there's not 300 horses.
Damn.
Certainly either. That would be a very wealthy man having 300 horses.
I know. The counter question would be...
You could, however, I would allow, upgrade one of your units to also be cavalry.
Oh my.
For the power cost that we have, of course.
Oh, that's...
Now we need to bring up the whole...
That's how cavalry works. They are cavalry and something else.
Yes. The consequence for that is it would add an extra 5 power.
Mm-hmm.
We would lose an extra 5, did you say?
But I mean, I
Just
do...
5? It's pretty...
The other consequence, too, is that cavalry is typically like 20 men. Like, that's a unit of cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, we just like we get like 5 cavalry units out of that, Vanica? I'm a little like...
No, you would simply convert basically a unit.
I mean, we can create a new cavalry
fire
unit, right?
some people.
Can we
wait,
But that would take longer, I would say.
How
What?
long would it take?
There's a tournament filled with knights. We can be like, brave knights, now is the time. House Caladan is mustering up its forces. Just sign here. House Caladan wants you.
But to actually make them a unit, that would take some time.
How long...
Besides, most of them had gone down to peak camp. He said he's going to ride tomorrow.
But you'll be under a better general.
Well...
The general who has a 0-1 record.
Hey. Hey, they had a bridge and a death tower. Alright?
It's true, they did.
They had a death tower. I was undermatched.
I mean, I do like the idea of just getting there before him and closing the gates.
I suggested it knowing that it was almost impossible, but I just wanted to suggest.
Say if a small select group of people were to go there and do something, then they could certainly do that.
That's true.
Who knows? Maybe some people know someone in that location who could do something.
That sounds like we do. Day roll?
Party assemble! Right. I mean, it could...
Sir Alaric could see whether, like, any of the fine folks that he partied with at the tourney might be interested in, like, stretching the legs and actually, doing something that might require the men.
Yeah, who was that? The dude that brawled with Bree, he was always talking about... Yeah, he always wanted to, like, actually go to proper fighting, didn't he? Like, he was bitching.
He does that anyway.
He likes fight. Alright, sure. I mean, yeah, we could probably at one of the posh taverns
This sounds like a great opportunity for Alaric to go around and, like, hit up all these people, like, hey, guy!
Yeah, hey,
What's going on?
come on, have fun.
I mean, yeah, we could try to get there if we can manage to get up there before peak and convince Lady Appleton that Pete, do you want to marry Gormy Peak? Like, really? Because that's what he's gonna like. He's gonna try something like that for you. Mm-hmm. We would offer you your freedom. Like, we would help you protect yourself from this invasion.
It's not like a big offer. There's no, like, major strings attached. There's no kid that you can throw at her. It's more along the lines of, we got there before Gormy did. That's what you got.
Yeah.
And by we, I mean Sir Alaric and like 19 of his closest friends.
I would definitely do that. Also, just looking at like PowerPoints, we could probably afford to create a veteran cavalry unit. They're pretty badass.
Well, you would add cavalry and something else, generally. Because they also have to function without their mounts. Cavalry is like a thing you add to people.
But it's a unit type.
Yeah, it's a unit type.
Yeah,
Like
they can
flat unit type.
like dismount from their horses, Manikai. I'm not understanding.
Right. But they're often, I mean, mostly combined with other things. You can certainly just have cavalry.
Oh, okay. I think
It
it's
would not
just
be very hardy, though.
yeah. You can have just cavalry, or you can have like crusaders that are also
The problem
cavalry.
with having just cavalry is that they can't upgrade their endurance from 2, which makes them sort of very squishy.
So
There you go. That's when Manikai hit you in the nuts right there. Like, all right,
Yeah.
fine, motherfucker. Yeah, you can get your cavalry. But their key abilities, endurance is not listed there.
yeah.
Fucker. They have a health of 6.
They are
Crusader
a space
cavalry.
light cavalry.
What about green crusader cavalry? They're basically knights.
We can't do
anointed
Crusaders.
knights.
Can't do Crusaders.
Can we?
Too
We're gonna
holy
first-
for this time period.
Damn it.
Oh, like that can be considered at another point in time, like as the passage of time. For now, it's like you can't raise an army in time, so you Halldamir get to go like bundle up a bunch of friends of acquaintances or try to.
Yeah, I am totally cool with
Or
doing
fight
that.
river bandits,
I'm totally cool with that.
dueling on their rafts and whatnot.
Let's go. We will be the cavalry unit.
So you will just go.
Well, we'll gather some of the knights, like Mansa Legard. Maybe Willem would like to come and fight.
Manser is, as you approach him, ever so slightly confused. Why you don't just go with Peak? He's
Fuck Pete.
like all the people going there. Seems kind of pointless to just like go there yourself and accomplish little as they then come and stomp over everything. Unless you have some sort of plan, that is.
I want to show the people that a strike force of good hardy men can do better than Gormy's army of youngsters.
Raises an eyebrow. As well, suppose could do that. Have you considered how well we are at fighting at water? It's general the reason I wouldn't go with Peak in the first place. Wouldn't want to make a fool of myself.
It's a very good point. I did not think about the water. Neither did Grimmeth. Grimmeth, what about the water?
Oh no, I thought about it.
How are we gonna fight on the water?
Oh, I'm not, but like,
I'm not gonna be able to.
well, you mean how the hell does House Peak manage on doing that? He's sending like all
That's
these
true.
war horses to
How-
fight river pirates, so
How are the
clearly,
warhorses
like,
gonna do it?
so clearly, like, telling Manser Lakewood like a smaller team of individuals who can actually like perhaps like convince like the river pirates to not just stay on their boats and like thumb their noses at war cavalry would work better than just like all these horses like trying to like ride into the river.
It's true. Yeah. We'll be able to actually get to the fuckers because, well, you know.
The fuckers will be like, well, we can take you. We don't need to.
Yeah,
like,
we can
fucking
take
do-"
that little group. Fuck the fucking army over there. Yeah, I like that.
House Peak's like rattling like this massive like sword from like all like the horses, and like the horses are like, what?
Fuck that.
So that's what you tell him. That's what you
Yeah,
tell
that's
him.
what that's what I tell him. That
What do you tell him?
I tell him that that the river bandits will clearly just stay on their boats and sail away from Gormy with all of his horses. I'm pretty sure horses can't fight on water, and they're more likely to take chances with a smaller group of men that they probably think they can defeat on land. But we are the better men. We are
Some of
better
his wine
trained.
in the bottle. Says, yes, we are. We could probably defeat a good 20 of them. Not too much of an issue. But see where I'm coming from. Go aboard their boat. We sail it out there. We draw weapons. They jump in the water and sink the damn thing.
What if we never get in the water?
Like, this is when you get like a boat or like raft of your own to like ram into theirs, or alternatively, like obviously, like if they dive into the water and try to sink the boat, then you have someone who's capable of shooting them and shoot them.
Yeah. We've got.
Manserley Good might not be that much of a shooter, but there's someone out there who can shoot.
We could probably even take a small group of archers, buy a few horses. Like a small group of our archers. Take some of our horses and like buy some horses.
Why do you want to do this thing anyway? It's gonna be dealt with one way or another. Let Peak look like a fool doing it.
And I'll speak for you how to, because then Peak looks like a greater fool, having ridden 50 people all the way out here, having gathered a bunch more folks who participated in the tournament, riding all the way up with his heavy cavalry to go fight river pirates, only to find out the river pirates have already been dealt with.
Exactly that. You would look like a fool.
I have one condition then. Girl comes.
Girl?
Oh,
Bree.
Puts down his bottle.
Well, I'd have to ask her. But I don't see why she
grins and says, of course you do. Ask the girl.
I don't see why she wouldn't want to. She loves cracking skulls.
I can immediately see why she wouldn't.
I have something to do on the journey. Well, I'll take her with you and tell you what, I'll come with you.
All right. At least we've got Mansaleka.
I'm looking forward to this conversation when Alaric comes up to Bree. This is great.
Alaric just comes up to Bree. Hey, do you want to crack some skulls with Mansaleka?
Excuse me? The tournament's already over.
No. Bandits, yeah?
We already dealt with the Lord.
No. We're gonna shot Peak. Yeah?
Gonna what?
We're gonna make Peak look like an idiot. While
But he doesn't need any help doing that.
Yeah, trust me. Trust me. All right.
I might have trusted you until you hit me in the face with a warhammer. Like your armor, by the way.
Mansaleka is coming. If you want to come. And you like punching people, right?
Well, is this the same river pirates that Gormian Peak talked about?
Yeah, but he's gonna fight river pirates with horses.
Well, the only person I know of who knows how to swim is Nima. I can't swim. Unless you, like, carry me on your shoulders and wade into the water. Bree, like, looks up at her cousin.
Actually has, like, a quizzical look like, I wonder if I could actually do that. I mean, I'd be like an ironclad ship. Human ironclad ship. Oh.
Bree says, I mean, I'll come along, but you might have difficulty convincing anyone else when you say that you're bringing along the 11-year-old daughter of House Caladan.
Well,
you might not want to mention that part then, and then just tell Manser that I'm in.
Yeah. I was hoping, Good Lanus and Nima would come and join us in this.
You want to risk the heir of the household, whom I assure you cannot swim, on fighting river pirates.
We're not going to fight in the water. Fine.
Bree like unhinges her jaw. She gives like a Decim look, like a pained like. She like puts her hands up to her temples.
Hilary just looks sad.
Where's this conversation happening?
What wherever Bree normally is.
Well, this time it's on the top of the tower, a turret in the house.
Sure.
I put my token there near the start of the session. Bree like looks over like the wall and says, I mean, you probably don't want to try and ask Lanny, because then Uncle will hear about it. And if Uncle hears about it, he's going to look at you cross. And then Rosette will want to come along if Lanny doesn't, and then Rosette will want to take along the ancestral Valerian steel. So maybe stick to all of the friends that or acquaintances that you have in the tournament. I mean, Nima would be great for like swimming.
I'm still curious how Gormy has elected to take out these bandits.
Well,
with war horses.
I'm sure he's not that stupid. Otherwise, he wouldn't have 3 castles. He has some idea.
Or he's just...
You're not here. Shut up.
Sure.
Hilaric will go seek out the wisdom of Decim. He knows stuff. He knows stuff. Decim?
Once Jonas was away, this is going to be great. I'm going to love listening to Alex explain that.
How do we show up Gormy? By destroying the river bandits before he even gets there.
That's what we'll look at Alaric.
Like, small group, hear me out. Small group, good men. Lay good probably included. Good man. Good fighter. We take a small group of people not on horses to fight. And we sort out the bandits. And Gormy shows up and is like, where's the bandits? And we're like, we fixed it. And then he's like, shit. We just got shown up by House Canada and we're a smaller group. And we're, shit. Yeah? Yeah?
Okay.
But then how does Gormy even think he's going to take on water bandits with horses? I mean, Hugo's big, but not that big.
Well, first of all, we only have Gormy's word that he's actually going to do this. He might do something else. He's just claiming that he's going up there to kill river bandits. We don't know. It might just be a cover for him to get up there and try to sway Lady Appleton to do whatever he wants. That seems more likely to me. Then again, I mean, Gore Peak is incredibly rich and powerful. They might simply have a lot of units that are as good on foot as they are on horseback. They might just ride up to the place where they know the bandits are and attack it. I mean, that's the thing. If you're going to kill river pirates, you need to find where they lair. I mean, it's... You can't really... If you want to do it quickly, that is. I mean, you can just hang out on the river and wait for pirates to just come sailing by, but that seems that that's going to take months and months to do, if anything. You would need to track them somehow, find their lair, and like the pirate den, and then strike at that. And maybe he has a lot of archers with him. Maybe those riders are also very good archers. Maybe he has a boat he has hired, and that's waiting for him in somewhere like in Ashford Lands that he'll take. I mean, riding up there to try, and then again, even if you manage to take out those bandits, if Gormy Peaks runs across you out in the open, kind of alone, he might just decide to take you out.
Very true, very true. Yeah.
And be like, oh, you killed with a much smaller force, you say. Ooh, well, 10 people you have. Well, I have like 100. I'm just gonna take you out now.
Well, fine, just trying to come up with ideas while we wait for poor little Halen to show up.
I mean, you know, I appreciate it. But if you're gonna ride up and take out the pirates, you probably need a bit more information what you're going into. If they're anything like the Lordmen, they probably don't even want a stand-up fight. They will probably just meld away.
Hey, Halldamir.
Grimmeth.
Got another idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nima goes into Peak's camp, steals the plans or whatever that they're going to use, like the location of the river pirates. So that now we have that. And then you take the force to go to where the river pirates are now that you know where they are, because we have the information from House Peak, and then we deal with it.
Or, we wait until Cider Hall's having another party and go there. I like parties.
You know, it's fair to derail me. I'm sure Manikai is like, this stupid shit that the players come up with.
Let's just go to parties and raise armies in our spare time. Yeah, I like it.
I mean, if that's what the boring, the brave and honorable Sir Alaric Caladan wishes to do.
I mean,
Could ride with the Peaks.
I'm getting old, man.
I mean, that's what you're gonna do, right? Because like I really can't because I'm 11, but
Yeah, we're definitely not going with Peak. I mean,
what? I mean, like, why wouldn't you go with like all that group? Like, do you not care about the plight of our neighbors?
Peak will find a way to kill me in my sleep.
No, he
I'm sure he will.
won't.
I'm sure he will. Peak's
What
evil.
personal vendetta does? This isn't like Dungeons and Dragons.
It is. Shh.
Just bring yourself and your squire, and I'm sure nothing bad will happen to either of you.
You have
Everything
destiny
bad.
points, right? You have to have your head cut off many times.
Like, it would be a greater insult if House Caladan sent no one if they didn't care at all about the plight of our neighbors.
We find out why Bray really wants Element out of the house.
Yeah.
Now no one can tame me.
No one can stop me now.
You should go to a party.
Let's just go to parties. Fuck this shit.
Go to Cider Hall.
Let's go to Cider Hall, drink some cider, and reminisce about.
Well, I mean, like, you want to go? Like, who says that you're allowed to the party? Like, none of us got like an invitation to go party at Cider Hall.
I want to go party.
We just had our party.
I'm sure if Asher Tyrell just showed up and said, "Yeah, I'm bringing Alaric," they'll be like, sure."
Well, then maybe you need to ensure that Asher Tyrell's interested in going to the next party there.
Hey Asher, do you want to go to a party at Cider Hall?
That's literally the next thing. That
Jonas is like
Just
stabbing
gonna go,
himself in the
no,
eye, wondering why he's not playing XCOM right now. Dark's like holding his nose, shaking his head.
Yeah.
I think we can probably safely pass a day
Yeah, let's go. Let's just
of
leave
time
this.
as